Hi, John, Sarah from the upcoming. Lovely to meet you.
Good to meet you.
So tell me about this film. It looks like it was so much fun to make, and you've got great chemistry with Kaylee and Scott.
Yeah.
That also looks like it was very physical. Did it take a lot of training? What was your experience?
Very sweaty, very sweaty. But a lot of cardio, a lot of boxing. Hand-to-hand combat was a part of it. It was a lot, but we got through it.
And you were producing on this film as well as playing the lead character. What was there? Did you feel any pressure to follow up the first film?
Definitely, it was such a masterpiece and so unique in terms of its style. Guillermo del Toro has a specific way of approaching sci-fi, which we all recognize. But to come away from that and for it to be now someone else's baby, Steve, and to be his vision, was something that was an adjustment for me. But knowing that Guillermo del Toro was, obviously was involved in the process and was in support of it, I was down for it. Down for the cause.
You've had a pretty meteoric rise to fame, but you've also been able to show real breadth, from the old Vic, being on stage to Detroit, Star Wars as well. Where does your passion really lie, and what do you want to do in future?
My passion lies in entertainment and in acting, and I will go across all boards, stage, film, TV. I love it all. It's just about the specific story for me.
Can you give anything away about the next Star Wars film?
I actually can't. And this is me not hiding anything. I haven't read anything at all. So I should be reading soon now. So it's a decade since the first film, and kaiju haven't come back. But in this movie, they found a way of getting back into our world. And the movie picks up with Jake Pentecost, who's the son of Stanley Pentecost. And he has to basically go back to the PPDC, lead these kids to fight in a war that only they can stop. I think when we've expanded on the ideas that Guillermo del Toro had in the movie, we've made things bigger. We've made a whole operation around the Jaegers much more detailed. I think we didn't just want to represent the robots and not go into the details of a world that lives in this kind of apocalypse. And so we put an emphasis on that and making sure that we just have a much more layered universe around this action story.
What drew you to this project?
Big, bad robots and big kaiju, good story, and a good team of people that was around it, and the chance to produce. I love feeling the nostalgia of young people going up against something and them having to back each other up. It reminds me of, the young kids from the Goonies who all of a sudden set out on an adventure that was bigger than themselves, and they're in real danger this time. It's not fake anymore. And I don't know, that same nostalgia that you felt when you had to believe the unbelievable as a kid is what I'd like to see with this film. We pick it up 10 years after the first film. We're still in the shadow of the apocalypse. The world is not quite run the way it used to, but there is still the PPDC who still creates Jaegers for the protection of the planet. The kaiju have found another way back in, so there's some really crazy plot twists there. And it's also an exciting time for us to see the origin stories to a younger generation of Jaeger pilots who are now thrust into the position of a serious fight, even though they're not ready for it. So it's cool and action-packed. Yeah, Jake has serious issues, obviously, with his now dead father, who he didn't really get to, hash things out with, and now he's going through an emotional time in which he has to let that go, but at the same time rise to the challenge and be who he is, really, which is he really is his father's son. I think it's very, very important. There's other people on the planet.